shows like Weeds, Dexter, and Breaking Bad have really brought to the forefront a character who's a bad person, but a person you really want to like. Do you think that's because that's what audiences are after these days?
You know, I think I'd have to go back to The Sopranos and say that was, at least in modern times, that had a real anti-hero as the protagonist. And I think The Sopranos showed TV networks that you could indeed build a story around a guy who is not always very likable. I think right now we're sort of in a time where anti-heroes, we see them on shows such as Breaking Bad, but it's one of those things where I don't think suddenly the world wants nothing but anti-heroes. I think we still need our heroes. Walter White, our anti-hero, is not much of a hero. He's not a guy you'd want your kids to be anything like, but hopefully he's interesting, and that's the main thing.
So for people who haven't seen your show, we're getting ready for the 4th season. How would you sum it up for people who haven't seen it?
Breaking Bad is a show about a guy, when you first meet him, he's a good guy. He's a high school teacher, and he lives a quiet, normal life. He finds out he's dying of cancer, and he needs some money very quickly to leave to his family, so he makes a very bad decision to cook crystal meth and to make some quick money before he checks out for good. That's the gist of the show, and in this show we're taking a guy who starts off as a good guy and we are transforming him into a bad guy. And if you want to watch someone get really, really bad, progressively, worse even than you think he can, you know, season after season, then Breaking Bad may be the show for you.
As the creator, how did you come up with the idea for the show? What were some of your inspirations?
I think I was having a really bad midlife crisis or something. I was about to turn 40 years old, and I was thinking to myself, have I done all the things I want to do with my life? Thank God I have not gotten any kind of, knock on wood, any terminal illness diagnosis in my life personally. It seemed to me that if you took a midlife crisis to the nth degree and you found out it's not a midlife crisis after all, it's an end-of-life crisis, then how would you react? What would you do if you found out you had not that much longer to live? And that was the inspiration.
As the creator of a show like this, is the best way to measure your success from the award nominations, or is it from the fans or from your peers who give you praise?
They're all wonderful. The most important thing to me is viewers tune in and enjoy the show and feel if not a connection to Walter White, because he's a hard guy to connect to. He's kind of a bad guy in a lot of ways, but if people watch the show and feel intrigued by it or touched by it on some level, that's the main thing that's important to me. The Emmy nominations and whatnot are the cherries on top, but it's really just folks watching is what makes me excited.